What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to show you a full tutorial on Helium 10 and how to get the most out of this product research software. We all know software is, just to keep up in today's game, to make sure that you're staying to par with competition. We need to learn how to use software. One, because it's pretty expensive, a month-to-month payment. We want to make sure we're getting the most out of this software. Two, if we don't use this correctly, this can make or break our Amazon business in many ways. So in this video, I'm going to show you, everything I've learned to use Helium 10 over the past, 3 years or so. With hopping into my screen, showing you all the tips, tricks, everything like that. Real quick before we get started, I just want to welcome in anybody new to the channel. My name is Camron James. I've been selling on Amazon for over 4 years now. I've started over 30 plus products on Amazon, all private label. My first year I did over $1.3 million in sales. Needless to say, I do this full time as my full-time income. I love it. So this channel is here just to kind of give back and share any strategies I learn while I do this and create a really cool community of like-minded individuals. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below if you want to join. Also that little notifications bell. That way you guys do not miss a thing. Otherwise, guys, let's hop on my screen and get to it. Hopping on my screen here real quick, since we are talking about Helium 10, I want to make sure that you guys aren't overpaying for this software before we get into all the nitty gritty stuff. So we can see here that we have 3 plans: Platinum, $97 a month; Diamond, $197 a month; Elite, $397 per month. You may be asking, like, do I need Diamond? Do I need Elite? Like, what do I need here, Cameron? You only need Platinum. Do not overpay with Diamond. Do not overpay with Elite. Platinum is plenty. You're going to get everything you need from Platinum. Don't overpay for software. Also, I got a link in the description, guys, where you get your first month 50% off. So that way you're not paying a ton without you, trying the software out first. Also, there's a 10% off coupon for the months thereafter you guys can use. So make sure you're just saving money where you can. Obviously, if you're selling on Amazon, you're going to need a software. So you might as well just get the best software possible and make sure you're saving as much money as possible. So that covers that, guys. Now let's hop into the dashboard here. So when you get an account, this is what it looks like in the front. So we can see, welcome Camron here, and we can see all the tools. So the tools are put out right here in these little blocks. Also, they're on the sides too. So I just use the blocks. I don't know why they have both. Maybe some people like to use the sides over here. And you can get deeper onto things here on the left panel, but mainly we'll be using this home screen. We can start off with black box here. And if we hop in here, just gonna go through these one by one, show you everything I know here. Product research obviously is the most important, so I want to talk about that first. So with this software, we can go in and select different categories we want to find products with on Amazon. So if you've dug in this a little bit, maybe you don't know, there are certain categories that are better than others. Health and household, home and kitchen, industrial scientific, kitchen and dining, office products, patio, lawn and garden, pet supplies, tools and home improvement, things like this, right? Things that are easy to find a product that we could sell, right? Electronics are tough because there's a high defect rate and we don't want, high refunds on Amazon. Automotive, you can get a lot of OEM parts, which is tough, but you can get a lot of cool car accessories. So you're just going to play around with these categories and kind of toggle, like, is there a category you're super passionate about? Or is there, do you not care and just want to make money? So that's something to consider here, and just know that everything has pros and cons. Moving on to the next thing here, monthly revenue. So what are we looking for in monthly revenue? A good spot is, 5,000 to 15,000. Again, you're going to hear on all videos on YouTube. I'm sure you've seen quite a few videos out there. But this is, again, it comes back to your budget. It comes back to you. I like to start around 3,000 to 12,000, somewhere in that range. If you're looking for something to scale very quickly, then you might want to look for something up in the 30,000 a month range. But again, it comes down to your budget. Obviously, to sell more goods, to make more money, you need more investment. So keep that in mind here. A good rule of thumb is, 3,000 to 12,000, 5,000 to 15,000, somewhere in that range. I just don't mind starting easy products that don't take a lot of work, but it's all up to you guys there. Price. So you'll hear a lot of gurus talk about stuff here, but 12 to 30 is a good range. I don't mind going up to 50 personally, but you got to think about this. If you have a $50 product, it's probably going to cost a good penny coming from China or your manufacturer, wherever that is. And so your first bill is going to be a lot higher than something that's a dollar product or $2 product. So, think about that. So if like you're starting with a small budget here, I would work with that 30 range. Anything over 50, I actually really like too. Some people don't like that because they say it's like you're getting out of that impulse buy product, but I impulse buy $70 products all the time. I'm not really buying that so much. But again, bill becomes a lot higher when you buy from the manufacturer. 12 to 30 is good. You want a minimum price because of Amazon FBA fees. So if you have a $7 product and the shipping fee, the FBA fee is $4, obviously that eats into the margin a lot faster than a product that has a higher price point because that's a fixed cost when it comes to FBA shipping, okay? Review count, so this varies. So if you have a higher volume product or going after a higher volume product, your review count is going to be a lot higher, right? You can't expect to find a product that's doing 100K a month with 100 reviews. If that is the case, it's probably just a trendy product and it might not be a good one to pick anyways. So if you're doing something from 3 to 12,000 here, 250 is kind of a good range right there for max, right? At minimum, you can put 0 here. If you're going for something like 20,000, 30,000 or higher, maybe 500. Again, play around with this, guys. I'll say some things a little bit later here that, these things don't really matter. This is just a launching off point to get things rolling, okay? Review rating, so this is if you want to find product categories that have low quality products you want to improve, okay? So for example here, if we go into a category that has a max or a product field, product niche, whatever you want to call it, that has a max of 3.5 star rating, which I'm guessing it's going to be hard to find on Amazon, but this is just a good example. 4 stars or below is pretty bad on Amazon these days. But if you find product categories like that, what you can do to get a competitive advantage is just improve that product. So if your competitor has 3.5 stars and you put a product that's way better onto the market that gets 4.5 stars, well, people are going to pick your product regardless of that person having 500 reviews and you only having 20, 30, 40. I'm a review snob myself, shopping on Amazon. I shop there every week essentially. It's actually pretty bad. But anyways, I always pick the one with the highest reviews. I always look at reviews and I just want to make sure that I'm getting a high quality product. So think about that there. I'm going to leave this blank for this example, but just know there's some option there. Shipping size tier, this is good to know as well. So if you're worried about shipping costs, you're worried about getting too heavy of a product, you don't want high FBA fees, and this is perfect for you. So select small, large, standard size. Small oversize is fine. Don't, stay away from medium, large, special oversize if this concerns you. Just because, when we get up to here, this is like washing machines and big cabinets and things like that, which really heavy, really high in volume. So the shipping costs can be great. Yes, there's money to be made up there. Think about this. If people like me are telling you to avoid these categories, then there's going to be a lot less competition, right? So something to think about there, but it is harder. Like you're going to have to put more work into figuring out the logistics of this and doing the math and figuring out your margins. Risk reward there. So think about that. But I'll leave those 3 selected for this. Next, we got advanced filters. So I don't really get too deep into this, but you can. We can select, is it FBA or FBM? Does Amazon sell it? So if you don't know, FBA is fulfilled by Amazon. So it's, it's in Amazon's warehouse. It's in 2-day shipping. Amazon ships it out for them. FBM is like, say I put a book on for sale on Amazon and I'm shipping from my house. Amazon is like, Amazon buys the product from the brand and then they sell it as Amazon. The seller is Amazon, if that makes sense. So it's an FBA product sold by Amazon. Think about that way. But we can exclude brands here. We can get into weight, price changes, all that good stuff. This is more advanced. I don't really use this myself, so I wouldn't think too highly of it. Have some fun there if you want. We hit search, and what this does for us here is it literally brings up products that hit all our categories on Amazon. So this is why product research software is necessary for Amazon and selling on Amazon, is because there's probably I think last I checked, last year, there's over 12 million products just in the USA alone on Amazon. How the hell do we sort through all those products? We don't. We need software. We need something to filter out the crap and kind of leave us the good stuff to pick through. The problem is with just generic software like this is that it can be hard to find products. Say we find a winning product on here. That probably means there's 50 other eyeballs on it too. So we have to be creative. We have to figure out ways to kind of go down rabbit holes, which I'm going to show you here in a second. But this is a great place to get ideas. So flying wish paper, what the heck is that, right? So I open that up on Amazon. I take a deeper look. Okay, so if I think a ton of people are, finding this on Amazon, I want to be different than most people, then I'm just going to kind of look around here. I'm going to look at relatable products. I'm going to look at things that are very, very similar. I'm going to maybe look up flying wish paper and start going down those kind of rabbit holes to figure out, you know, can I find some sub niches of this niche? Okay. Next thing, while we're on Amazon, I want to show you a few other things here. So there is a Google Chrome extension, which is going to be your best freaking friend. This is the whole point of product research, software for me, is I love these extensions because I can quickly just browse Amazon, which is my favorite way to look for products, and quickly just get a snapshot of what's going on with those products. So we can see here, these are all just the variations of this product. Some probably don't sell very well, that's why you're not getting any readings here. But you can quickly gauge like 6,700, 10,000 here, 6,700, 9,700 here. Better way to do this, guys, you can quickly open this up on the product page itself. But what I want to do is I want to try to find the best keyword, right? So I'm going to hit wish paper here, copy that, go to all categories. That way it's a broad search. And then we're going to put that in here. We're going to search it, and then we're going to see what pops out. So now this is all wish paper. We're kind of seeing the whole competitive landscape. And where that Chrome extension comes in very handy is it looks at all those products and tells us, what's selling the best, what's not selling well, what's going on. So we can see here, wish paper is about 1,000 searches per month. So that's kind of low. That's actually pretty low. So there are probably better keywords for this product, but we can just take a look here. So we can see these top 4 guys are sponsored, so I ignore those. I don't want, I'm just trying to find what Amazon is organically ranking the highest, because I know those are doing the best for that keyword just based on knowing how the Amazon algorithm works. So we can see the top guy here doing 1,500, second guy 4,000, 1,300, 306, 1,000. So sales pretty low here. I'm not digging this too much. I'd maybe try to find a better keyword for this, but at first glance, I don't really like it. So me personally, I would move on. But you can see the power of this thing, right? So total revenue, we got 1.5 million here in everything that pulled up. Average revenue, 46,000, 139,000 BSR. Be careful with this because it's obviously pulling things up down this list that are getting a lot higher revenue. But to show you kind of a better example, right? If I go in and type in, lemon squeezer here, I can hit that, bring that up. Obviously, this is a very competitive niche. And I can pull up that Helium 10 extension. So why I show you this example, just because I know it was the best keyword. So I just want to show you like a full example, right? I go find the best keyword and then use that. We can see the search volume for this is 65,000. I'll also, just sneak preview, I'll show you how to find the best keywords using Helium 10 software for the products you're looking at. But we see here the top 4 is sponsored. We go down, the top guy's doing 115,000 here, 46,000 for the second, 240,000 for the third, 16,000, 91,000, 101,000. So plenty of competition here. Tons of sellers doing big dollar amounts here. We can see the success score here. It's 1 out of 5. And you can see how it works right here and kind of dig into it. But just saving you some time, don't worry about this. The success score is just, it's not very good. It's not a good recommendation of what product is good, what's not. People, what happens too is if say it's got a 5-star rating, based on that score right there, then everybody's going to start that product, and then saturation is going to occur. You're going to have way too much competition. So I would just avoid that at all costs and just kind of don't read too deep into it. Trust me, save you a lot of time, a lot of hassle. Of course, to get this Chrome extension here, we need Google Chrome, right? So we need Google Chrome right here. If we go to Google and then we type in, once we have Google Chrome, we type in Helium 10 Chrome extension right here. Go ahead and get the chromegoogle.com link right here, which can take you to the Chrome store, and then you'll be able to download that. So once you download that, you're going to be able to pin it, and then you're just going to need to log in with your password and username there, and then that's fully active for you to use. While we're on Amazon, I want to cover one more quick thing. If this gets too complicated for you guys, I don't want to hold anything back here. So I'm gonna, kind of go all out just because that's the good type of guy I am. But if it gets too overwhelming for you, just bookmark this video and come back when you're doing product research. That way you can kind of follow along with me. Know that you're using every tool to your best ability. Why I say this is because I'm bringing up this BSR graph. So one of the cool things about Helium 10 is when you get this Chrome extension, you can literally look at the BSR over time. So what this BSR is, so if you've ever seen, if I just open it up for you here, have you ever seen this best sellers list? And I click into that. What happens is Amazon literally ranks for every category, ranks their top selling products. So BSR, so best sellers rank. So Pampers Swaddlers right here would be #1, ranked #1 in baby for their BSR. So why this is cool is because Amazon's literally telling us what sells the best. And what we can look at is BSR over time. So obviously if it's got 264 sales rank right here in May 2620, we don't know what the real sales are, but what we're looking for is consistency, right? So if we see a huge spike in summer or in spring, things like that, we know. So spike, what I mean by that is like it goes up like this. That means that it stops selling so well. And then we know it's seasonal, right? So we can kind of see this, the progress of it over time and know like what's going on with this product. So the lower the sales rank, so it's 282 here, the more they're selling. So that's all you need to know here. So you see it kind of went up here, like maybe what happened? Maybe they ran out of stock. Maybe there's some competition that came in. So you got to take a look at this to kind of see what happened over time. So this is my favorite way, especially with what's going on in the world today. Some products on Amazon are doing very, very well due to the situation in the world. And we want to see before you start this product, is it going to do well if everything goes back to normal, right? So we can look back over time, like before this whole scenario. I can't say the words because YouTube will suppress my video a little bit. So I don't want that. But we can go back to the time before that and see what the BSR was. So if the BSR was similar to what it is now, then we know everything stayed consistent throughout this time. Say that the product has a very high sales rank after what happened. Well, we can quickly look back. So these are some of my favorite products, a little tip here. These are some of my favorite products because if we look back and it was doing super well before everything happened, but it's just not doing well now, well, there's not a lot of people looking at that product now, and now we can go ahead and start it knowing that in the future, it's most likely going to return back to normal. We just don't want something that has high sales rank here, and then just because of what happened is doing super well, and so many competition floods in, it gets saturated, and then the demand for it, just because everything should go back to normal here within a year or 2 years or whatever it may be, there's going to be less demand for that product. So something to think about here when looking for BSR. You can also see, so what this is right here is they went out of stock. That's all that is right here. So they stopped selling. Pretty much their sales rank went way high because they're not doing any volume. Then they got back in stock, and you see what happened here. They slowly moved back down over time. Same thing here. They're just kind of getting started on Amazon. You'll see this too when products first start. You'll see very volatile, graphs here, just because they're just getting their footing on Amazon. So when they went kind of viral and they went kind of crazy here, was about March when this whole thing happened, right? So something to take in consideration there. I love this graph. I use it all the time. There is a profitability calculator here. This is pretty much just the FBA calculator if you're familiar with that. You can go in and check out, if this price is that, suggested, cost of goods would be this, referral fee being 15%. My net would be 277, 271 here, and then margin about 27%, 27% here. So what they're doing here is just because storage fees raised a little bit in Q4, is they give you a second profit margin right here. So this, you can kind of play with the numbers. It's fun, right? You can kind of learn how dimensions and poundage, weight for better terms, kind of affects your profit margin in that sense here. So definitely click into that. Definitely have fun with that. For time's sake, again, if I miss anything here, if you see something I just kind of skip over, it's probably not important. Again, look into it yourself. But there's so many tools on Helium 10 or any product research software that they just kind of put in there for bells and whistles that it doesn't really matter. It's something that, there's just things that kind of waste your time and look cool and make it more expensive. But we're just here to use what we need to use to get our competitive advantage and move on quicker. So before we move on, just wanted to show you one last thing when it comes to Helium 10. This is brand new. So for Alibaba, obviously, this is the next step. So say you find a product doing product research and you want to start looking at like sourcing and manufacturers, things like that. Well, there's this cool little tool right here that launch Alibaba Demand Analyzer. So what this is just another kind of cool product research tool. It kind of tells you more about the field. So what Helium 10 does is just pull numbers from search volume and revenue on Amazon. So we search coffee grinder here, so we can start looking at manufacturers. So if I'm curious about like what the whole niche looks like, if we're just kind of looking through on Alibaba, I can quickly open this up, see that total revenue for coffee grinders is 6 million, average revenue is about 40 million, average price is about $50. And we can see the top keywords here, so about 28,000, 29,000 searches per month, a number of competing products. So you want this number obviously small, right? You want less competitors, things like that. So you can see just the top keywords right there. We can see word frequency. So this kind of gives you, these especially kind of give you cool ways to kind of search through Alibaba too. So obviously English isn't their first language. Everything's kind of Chinese built out. So, they might call something different than what we call it. So it's kind of smart to use different calls, different keywords to try to find the best manufacturers possible for that product you're looking for. So something to consider there. Most of their tools you can kind of switch back from, Canada, Mexico, any of the countries here. Same thing in the product research. So in black box, you can go back up here and click one of your marketplaces here. So if you're doing research in Canada, Mexico, Denmark, I don't know, Spain, France, I think that's Denmark. That's going to drive me nuts. France, Italy, UK, India, Netherlands right there. That's got to be Denmark. No. Germany, right? Deutsch, yes. Okay, Germany. Sweet. Thanks, guys, for hanging with me with that one. All right, so back into Helium 10 here. Again, come back to this video if you need to, rewatch it. So next, I want to talk about kind of how to progress in the product research. Okay, so we're looking through things on Amazon, which is cool. I like to go through rabbit holes. I like to look at bestsellers list here. I like to look at relatable products. So we see a different type of it's actually a garlic press right here, so another kitchen utensil. So we can click on that and kind of go through things to make sure we're finding products creatively. So we just keep going down the line. Then we end up with products that are weird and different. That's what we want. We want to find we want to get to product ideas in a different way than this black box. So we don't want, if we find a winner here, I personally would never do it. I would never do it, just because I know if it's a winner based on the criteria I put in, other eyeballs are on it. This is too competitive a field now. That's why we need this software to kind of get through the crap and then go through Amazon and kind of make our own journey from there. We just need to know how the numbers work, and we need to, it's very hard to get creative too. So this is a good way just to get the wheels turning, okay? And then we have that nice little Helium 10 Chrome extension to help us out when we're on the Amazon platform. Why I brought that whole thing up is because there's different ways to search products with black box. So products obviously finds products. Keywords will find different phrases that people are using to find products on Amazon. I love this, one, because it's different from what most people do. Two, this is real search volume. This is real search demand on Amazon telling us what people are looking for. So if, say, someone types in a 5-letter phrase, say lemon squeezer with cat decorations. So it's a lemon squeezer that has little cat emblems all over it. It looks cool. It's a cat themed kitchen, whatever it may be. If we see that and it's getting like 5,000 searches per month, but there's nothing on Amazon for it, well, then we know there's demand for that and there's no supply there. Simple economics. That's a slam dunk for product research. Again, it's not usually that easy, just because there's always a product for something out there, and just Amazon is it's massive. But This is a great way to get ideas and go down rabbit holes you never expected. So search volume, I'm just going to run through this quick because it's my favorite, and then I'm going to touch base on the rest before moving on to the next tool. So search volume is exactly what it sounds like. How many searches per month? So if we're looking at that 3,000 to 13,000 or 12,000 range, it's going to be probably around 1,000 to 6,000 to 7,000. Let's put 7,000 here. Kind of in that range of what volume you need to kind of hit that mark. If you want to go higher, obviously that's fine. 15,000 will probably get you to something that's doing, 15,000 to 30,000, somewhere in that range. I kind of like to mess around with high tail keywords and just kind of start low and then work my way up if needed. So monthly revenue, this is pretty dependent on that, but you can, just to kind of protect your time to make sure you're not getting any stupid outliers, just do 3,000 to 12,000 here. Price, same thing here. Let's do 12 to 30. Review count, let's do 250 max here. Review rating, don't care. Word count, this is actually kind of important. So we don't want, if we coffee, that's such a broad term. It's gonna pull up a lot of different coffee products. So we don't want that. We want search terms that are going to pull up an exact product. So to do that, minimum word count at least 2, and then we can go to 6. I usually go from 5 to 7, kind of mess around with that when it comes to max there. So we can select some categories here and just walk through this again. So arts and crafts is a good one, again, in my opinion, right? So make sure that health and household. It's okay. It's not my favorite. It's all supplements, so it's kind of tough there. But office products. But what I was saying is make sure that you test this out on your own. You kind of go through things. I don't like toys and games, for instance, just because it's a lot of trendy toys. I don't want to start a trendy product. I want to start a product I can sell, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, have an asset for life. So that's, just a reason I don't like toys and games, and there's reasons I don't like all of them, and some are very, very obvious, right? Like grocery and gourmet. It'd be hard to get in there. Keyword searching, put keywords in here to help you out there, small, large, right here for shipping size tier. Same thing here. Look through it all you want. I kind of go broad and work my way in. So we hit search, and then I go down, and now we have phrases, right? So real phrases on Amazon with our criteria. So stamp making kit. People make their own stamps. I had no idea. See, this is the cool thing about product research. So if we open this up on Amazon, just go to actions here, view on Amazon, we can kind of see with this keyword, right? So we now know that it does 2,200 searches per month, average price of $25. Monthly revenues average about 5,000 here, average reviews 193. So we can go down here and kind of look around and see what's going on. So we see one with 1,600, that's kind of alarming, 30, 852, 343. Again, it doesn't hurt to kind of look deeper into these things, so grab up that tool and start looking. So we look here, we see, again, ignoring the sponsored listings here, we can see that it's 9,000, 3,000, 28,000 here. A good high price point for this one. So let's take a look. Silhouette, custom printer. Okay, so that's a custom stamp printer. Oh my goodness. So we see one doing 28,000, 16,000 right here. So we can kind of look at the numbers, go deeper into these products and check them out. 483 reviews for that one, which is a little high, but not crazy. What we want to see is sales depth too. So we want to make sure that these bottom guys are getting some sales too. Just to make sure that when we come onto the market, we have a chance that, bottom of page 1, top of page 2, we have a chance to make some sales as well. Real quick, guys, before we move on to another example here, I'll walk through. If this is helpful so far and you like this, just poke that like button for me. It helps get this video out to more people so they can see it. Also, if you get any questions at all, if this is, if something I didn't go through thoroughly, or you want to go deeper onto it, leave a comment below. I try to get back to every single one personally. I spend a lot of time with comments, so there's a good chance that I'll reply personally to yours. So if you got a question, let me know down below. But let's look at one more example here before moving on. Rosen press bags. Okay, let's take a look at that one. So again, never ever heard of this before. So what this is, reusable pre-flipped mesh heat bag. Growers fun. Ooh, is this for activities that are a little bit in the gray area? I think so. Avoid explosions. That's good marketing right there. With reinforced seam, pre-tuned, ready to use at the moment, highly durable and heat resistance, 100% grade food. Food grade and dye-free nylon there. That's a longer video. I get kind of twisted sometimes. We can look at the BSR, obviously, right, over time, very sporadic. So we know their sales are very up and down. Not a lot of consistency there, which I don't like. I really am just concerned with what this product is. Recommendations, let's see. It's got to be for, yes, for little green stuff here. So just taking a look here. Yeah, I'm not sure. You can do deeper research on that. I just don't want to say anything to nuke this video. So just moving on, let's look at the Xray here and see what the sales are. So we then can see 40,000, 3,000, 10,000, 3,000. Okay, so there's definitely some room to go around here. 528, it's not a lot of reviews for 40,000 in sales. That's good. Let's see. This squish bags, Rosen press bags, 10,000 at 270 reviews. Okay, so this is actually a pretty good niche here that I like. Obviously, bags would be simple. One thing, it'd be kind of hard to separate yourself, right, besides just adding more bags. But if you know a lot about this market, maybe there is something you could do to separate yourself, or just read a ton of reviews, everything like that. So Rosen press bags, so maybe I hit this and we kind of go down those rabbit holes, right? So maybe a kit. So obviously we didn't find this. We didn't find this on Helium 10, but due to our creative searching on Helium 10, we're going down rabbit holes. So that's one way to do it, is just, keyword autofill and see what's going on here. So my hunches were right. But we can see here, this is a kit. So we can start looking at kit stuff. So we see 69 reviews, 100 reviews here, 98 reviews, 580. So we can check this out to see if there's any potential going on here. So 434 searches per month, which is a little low, but there could be better keywords out there for this product. We can still kind of see what's going on. So we can see this top guy, this starter kit is doing 3,000. That's plenty for me. 3 to 5 inch do-it-yourself uncaged heat press plates kit. This is a high price point. This is obviously something that take a little bit more expertise, but that's doing 21,000. But we're just learning about the niche here too. We're learning about all the different types of things we could do. Do-it-yourself kit, 1,000. Heat press machines. There's a lot of heat press machines. There's a mold here at 25,000 at $40 price point. That looks fantastic. 580. That's not bad for a 25. So we're getting ideas flowing. What I would personally do is keep an Excel sheet and start putting my ideas down to go back and look through further, right? With all the tools I'm explaining here on Helium 10. So I hope that's helpful so far, guys. Let's keep moving on. So we have competitors here. So we can look through competitors of people. So we can type in an ASIN, which all that is if I go and grab this. So Helium 10 does a cool thing where they let you grab the ASINs here. So you can copy this, plop that bad boy in there. It's going to pull up all the competitors for that product, which is cool. Niche. So this is mainly just categories, right? So we go through categories, and then we can look at products within that category based on our criteria. Product targeting. So this is for, again, this kind of just pulls up competitors, and this is something that's a little bit more advanced for PPC. Pretty cool tool. I have plenty of videos on that in my channel if you just look up PPC, automatic campaigns, and product targeting. So feel free to look through that, but for the sake of this video, I don't use it for product research, and I use this every now and then. So I just want to make sure that I'm getting to the things that I use the most of. So if we go back to home here, that's Black Box in a nutshell, right? So just one tool right there. Pretty expansive stuff, but that's probably going to be the bulk of this video, just based on product research being the most extensive thing you have to do with your business, right? It's probably the most important too. So we can see up top here that we have other tools. So Trendster, this one finds trends. So you can kind of go through here, put in ASINs, and you're just going to randomly generate cool things for you. So that's something to look for. I don't use it personally, but it's something you can. Keyword research for Magnet 2. So this is cool because if I type in coffee grinder here, which will autofill for me, I can hit get keywords. So what this is going to do with all the data is going to find all relative keywords to what we're doing here. So this is cool to find that best keyword to see the best overview of that niche, right? So if I type in coffee grinder small on Amazon, I might, in the results here, I might not get everything I'm looking for. I might not get the best coffee grinders with the best numbers. So I want to try to find the best coffee grinders or the best keyword to find like the top selling products in that niche, right? Because then I can see the market truly of how it is. So hopefully that makes sense for you guys. So we can go down here and we can see all the data. So Magnet IQ score, I don't look into too much, but if you want to, everything it's explained if you just hover over it. Search volume, this is important. So I want to find things with very high search volume. That's, it's what I'm sifting through, right? So coffee grinder has 264,000 here. This is really what I look at. It's just search volume. Espresso machine, herb grinder, coffee machine. So we see a lot of things that aren't truly related to our product too if we search by this. So the next tool I'm going to show you is going to help with this. So again, if I'm blazing through, I don't think I'm going enough in depth to it. It's probably because I don't use this too often. So I usually bypass this tool. And what I do is go to a tool called Cerebro. So if I go back to home here, clicking the home button, I can hit Cerebro right here. And what this does, so this is my favorite keyword tool on Helium 10. So if I go to coffee grinder here, I can go ahead and grab this ASIN and put it in Cerebro. So what I do is I grab, just hang with me here, I grab the top 3 products for the best keyword that I can possibly find. Again, if it's not perfect, you're going to be okay. And then grab this third one here. So what this tool is going to do, it's going to do a reverse ASIN search. So reverse ASIN search will pull all the keywords that these products are ranking for. And the cool thing we could do with this is that we can see where these products are ranking. So I'll show you here in a second with the data. But if the top ASINs are ranked number 1, number 2, number 3 for these search terms, for the search terms we're about to see, we can assume that they're getting sales from that keyword, right? Or why would Amazon, rank them up there? So this is cool for multiple reasons. This is cool to kind of see what the niche looks like in a whole based on keywords. This is also very cool. So when you make your listing, right, SEO is very important. So making sure you have the right keywords in your title, in your bullets, in your description, also in your backend fields. It's important to put the right ones in there. So how do you know which ones are the right ones? Well, if we pull up our competitors' keywords they're ranking number 1 for, position rank here. So position rank is what we're looking at here. So we can see where one of these ASINs are ranked for. So if you do 3, it's going to pull up what the top one is doing. So whatever has the highest results in the ranking for that keyword, that number will be displayed there. In a higher volume one, or if you know a competitor kind of dominates or has a high review total or know that it's good to go there, sometimes it's better just to do 1. Because if we go down here, I'll show you what I mean here. If we go down, we just did 1, right? Organic rank 1. So it's a little bit easier to understand what's going on. So we know that for Burr Coffee Grinder Electric, it's ranked number 1 organically on Amazon. So we know there's a lot of sales there for them. And we know how many sales are coming through that keyword based on the search volume too. So 2380 is pretty decent chunk right there. But if we go to Burr Coffee Grinder, we see that's 24,000 almost, ranked number 1. We know that this keyword is getting them a lot more sales than this keyword. So if we had a coffee grinder, we wouldn't use Burr because it's a brand name, but we'd put this in our title. We'd put this in everywhere that's gets the most keyword ranking. Okay, so if we find one that's not attached to Burr here, we can go down. So cold brew coffee grinder, right? So 510 here. So this possibly could go into our title or our search term. That one is a little low for this one, but there's a way to search through this too. So instead of me siphoning through that like that with not finding the best results, I can go ahead and put in say I want 1,000 minimum for search volume. Organic rank, I want everything up to 3. So if the ASIN's ranked 1, 2, 3 for that keyword, it's going to pop up here. So I'm going to hit apply. And now I'm going to look through and try to find some high volume keywords that aren't brand heavy. So one thing too to note, so Burr, say that's being really annoying for you. You can go to advanced filters here and then exclude phrases that contain Burr, right? Hit apply, and then we go down and those annoying things are gone. So we see this is a brand name too. Let's keep going down here. There we are. So coffee grinder, 264,000 searches. So obviously this is the number 1 keyword for them. That many searches, them being in the top 3. This is probably going to be the main keyword in that niche for coffee grinders. Cool thing here too is when you're doing PPC, so doing paid advertising, this is a great tool to figure out what your first keyword should be to bid on and try to get sales for, right? So if your competitors are ranking high for this and they're very similar to your product, you should be bidding on those keywords that they're ranked very high with high volume, okay? So Cerebro is one of my favorite tools on here. Get on here, play around with it. Come back to this video if you have to look at it, to see what I'm doing with it. But it's one of those things you just kind of have to play around with. It's very self-explanatory. But quickly going through some other ones here. So Frankenstein, keyword processor. So this is when you pull keywords from Cerebro, you can put them right into Frankenstein. And then you can go ahead and sort through them with Frankenstein. So what Frankenstein does here, it literally just will remove duplicates, maintain phrases, protect numbers, do all this stuff, which is nice when you're building your listing out to kind of get the right words in for SEO. So that one, when the times comes, it's going to be very self-explanatory. Scribble's listing optimizer. I don't use this much. I like to optimize my own listings, but this could be good if you're struggling writing your listing. Maybe hop in here, check it out. Index checker. So what this does, it will check your product to see if it's ranking for a certain term, or indexing is what they call it. So say you search for coffee grinder, but you can't find your product, even though your product's a coffee grinder. So this is a good place to go check to see, like, am I even indexing for that keyword? And then you got to figure out is it in my title? Have I gotten sales with it before? Is it in the back end of my listing, to make sure you're indexing for the right keywords? Keyword tracker. So getting more advanced now, right? So this video is tough because we start with product research, so there's probably a lot of people that really don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to reverse ASIN lookup, heavy keywords, things like that. But you're just getting a crash course right now, and this will help you understand more too. So the more you know about Amazon, the easier product research becomes too. But keyword tracker is fantastic because you can literally track the progress of your ranking to every keyword. So think about that list we just saw in Cerebro with 10, 15 keywords. We can quickly see like, where are we ranked? Are we ranked number 2, number 10, number 15? So we can quickly see like where are we ranked, and then we can start attacking those keywords. We can start doing PPC with those keywords, driving traffic to those keywords. So the more sales we get, we can see our ranking going higher and higher and higher. So this is great for like micro launching and trying to get from spot 20 to spot 1, because just understand that probably about 80% of sales, right? Depends on categories, a lot of things like that. But approximately, say about 75, 80% of sales come from the top 3 products on that search term. So we want to be ranked higher. That's when organic growth comes in and is huge. So this is something to track that. Very powerful. Inventory protector. So if you're doing giveaways, this helps protect you from getting coupon abused. So essentially people clearing out your inventory. If you're doing that, look into this, but I don't do that anymore. It doesn't really work at all. Refund Genie, this is cool because you can quickly see if you're getting refunded by Amazon and check if they're reimbursing you for any products that they may have damaged and not you yourself. So check this out. This is great to make sure, especially high volume, you're gonna see a pretty penny back there. Misspeller, so you can check really quick to see if there's, especially like coffee grinder, you're going to see a very high chance of finding misspellings with high volume, right? Just because people typing in, you're going to get people who miss a word, whatever it may be. So this is great when you do PPC campaigns. So bidding on those misspellings to kind of get extra traffic is cool. Alert, so if you get hijacked, again, don't be too fearful for this. This doesn't really happen if you follow the steps properly to make your product different. If you brand your product like I always discuss, hijacking really isn't a huge thing. It's very easy to fix if you do the proper steps, but this will alert you if you have any issues. Profits, super cool. When you start selling, this is crucial. So profits itself will connect to your Seller Central, and then it will tell you what you're making per sale or where your money's going. This is key. You need to know where your money is going on Amazon, okay? So profits must have. So write that down if you're taking notes, that profits, yes. Follow up, this one also goes down on the list. So follow up, that's the email automation tool. So it will connect to your Amazon account, and then you can send them automated review requests, ask them if everything's okay, things like that. So you're communicating with your customers. This is huge. Create a dialogue, and then you're also getting extra reviews out of that, which reviews are king on Amazon. So set that up for sure. Portals, this is more advanced. This is when you're doing like external paid traffic, but look into that when you want to juice up your external trafficking, or you're doing Facebook ads, things like that. Otherwise, it's kind of more advanced. Freedom Ticket, they have a seller's training here. I've heard good, I've heard bad. Again, check it out if you want additional training. It doesn't hurt to learn. Next is Market Tracker here. I've used this a little bit, but you can like track whole markets. It's kind of weird. And you can kind of see them go up and down and things like that. If you want to get deep into a market, you want to kind of check it out, go for it, but I really haven't used that too much. Ads, Automate Your Ppc. Now, this is, I'm not sure if you need a higher plan for this or not, but this is, they're going to automate your PPC, which I personally hate. They are, no software is going to do what you can do with PPC. You need to learn about your market too, learn that skill, and then maybe outsource it later. But if you don't know how to perfect it and do ads well on Amazon, and then you let some machine run it or you let someone else run it, how do you know they're doing a good job? How do you know? You don't. So you need to learn this and perfect this yourself before you automate it or outsource it. Ulta by Helium 10. Don't do this unless you really, really have to. But they'll give you loans for your money essentially, or lend you money to get your second, third order, or whatever it may be that you need for your Amazon business. Again, don't take out credit if you don't need it. It's just rule one. It's financial 101 right there, right? Debt, and especially if you haven't proved the product and you're not making profit, definitely don't pull money out. Prove the process before you ever pull money out. Okay, but that is it, guys. That is it. You can go deeper into analytics, learning. This is just, they rephrase everything right here. Settings are over here. Plans, billing, access management, connections. But that is it in a nutshell. So to quickly recap, black box, yes. Magnet 2, yes. Cerebro, yes. And then going down, Refund Genie, yes. Profits, heck yes. Follow-up, heck yes. And that is about it. So out of all that, there's about can't count, but about five tools that are really useful in Helium 10. Perfect those 5, and I guarantee you won't need anything else. You'll get your money's worth. You won't be distracted by other kind of tools you don't need. And then you'll have more time to work on your business and overtake the competition. So I hope that was really helpful. Again, tap that little like button for me if it was helpful. Questions? You got questions? Put them in the comments down below. I love to learn more about what you guys need help for, or what future videos to make, and everything like that. Of course, you gotta hit that subscribe button as well. That way you don't miss out on awesome videos in the future. I'll also put that, just a reminder, I'll put that Helium 10 if you need a discount down below in the description there for you. I'll also link to my Instagram as well if you want to reach out, DM me, follow me there. That's fantastic. And then I'm going to throw up a few other videos on the screen here at the end. I'm going to put product research videos up there probably, but feel free to look through that. Go to my channel. I got videos on everything. So if you're on product research, go deeper on that. If you want to learn more about PPC, I got a whole playlist on that too. So I got playlists on everything, whatever you're struggling with, just learn it all. And then that way you're not making any crucial money mistakes. You're not wasting a ton of time. Especially with Amazon, we know how sensitive they are with things. So make sure you guys are learning up. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.